Welcome to Fun to Be Fit Over 50, real health and wellness that fits your real life. My name is Carol Denman, and this is where knowledge meets action. You already know what to do. Now let's talk about actually doing it. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Fun to Be Fit Over 50. I'm so glad you're here. Before we dive in, I want to introduce myself, not just as a coach, but as the woman behind this community. Because my story isn't just about fitness, it's about finding myself, losing myself, and coming back. I started working out in 1993. By 1998, I wanted to see what I was made of. So I entered my first figure competition. No dance or gymnastics background, just grit. I kept going, and in 2001, I competed in the first official figure competition, and I loved it. By 1998, my passion became my career. I trained clients everywhere, from a women's gym to my own studio. But in 2009, after the economy crashed, I had to close the doors. It shook my identity to my core. I freelanced, pieced things together, and in 2017, I moved to Phoenix to be near my grandkids. Then came corporate America. 6 years of good pay, but feeling like I was in a box. But here's the thing about hard seasons. Sometimes they clear the way for the best surprises. In 2010, in the middle of rebuilding, I walked into a country bar and met Lee. He's been my partner ever since. By early 2022, I was losing connection with the people I loved, including myself. On January 4th, with my family by my side, I had my last drink. Over 4 years later, that decision changed everything. In February 2024, I left corporate for good and came back to what I love, coaching women. But this version of me is different. It's not about the look anymore. It's about how you feel. Real food, good sleep, movement, and putting your own oxygen mask on first, so you can show up for the people you love. Lee is now my partner in this movement, and Fun to Be Fit Over 50 is where I get to help people realize that change is hard, but it's possible. So that's my story. Now let's get into today's episode.
Just flirting with it.
I guess so. Let's go.
All right. Before Fun to Be Fit, what were you doing? What inspired you to get into fitness?
Before Fun to Be Fit, generally, I was not into fitness. I grew up very active, rode my horse all the time and, climbed trees and ran around and
Right.
all that stuff. I wouldn't say I was in any organized fitness. And so I don't have a background of fitness.
Okay.
But when I met my ex-husband, he's really into fitness.
Right.
It's his life. Still to this day, he's super uber fit. So when you're around somebody that is really into it, he influenced me. He was like my first influence of fitness. So
there you go.
So that's how I got into it.
Okay. So you started this journey back in 1998. What did fitness mean to you back then versus now?
So when I first got into fitness was 1993. So it was 5 years of me discovering it myself, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So it was like, oh, I'm starting to see the difference in my body. And I wasn't really focused that I remember on how I feel. I was really mostly about how I looked back then.
Yeah.
But then in 1998, what was the question?
You started this journey back in 1998. What did fitness mean to you back then versus now?
I would say it's back then I cared so much about how I looked.
Okay.
I was doing it truly only for the look because I was young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now?
Now I definitely, the look is the side benefit of shooting for feeling better.
Okay.
So I go for how I feel.
Okay.
How I sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
So then versus now, back then it was mainly for the aesthetics, the way that you look. Now you more concentrated on how you feel.
Yeah.
And the way that it influences your look is just an added bonus.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Take me back to that first step when you were training clients in their homes. What was that like?
Well, kind of wasn't the first step. I know I put these questions together.
These questions.
Okay. Like going to people's homes. So I started out actually working for a gym, a women's gym in
Okay.
El Cajon. And I started that because I was like, I want to be a personal trainer because from 1993 to 1998, I was going to the gym and girls would meet me there. Like I was a waitress and
Right.
different jobs along the way. But I'd meet girls there. They would come and they'd say, what do we work in today? Because, they
Right.
so they wanted to do what I was doing. Um, so that kind of evolved, and they would always say, you should do this for a living. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this for a living because I love it so much,
Right.
Then in 1998, something switched. I was 28 by that time, so I was starting to grow up, and something switched, and I was like, wait a minute, I love to do this, and I could do this for a living. And so I contacted, there was a women's gym around the corner from me. So I contacted them and I talked to the fitness director. There was like 4 or 5 gyms throughout San Diego. And talked with her. Her name's Audrey. And we talked for about an hour, I'd say. And I just told her about like kind of what I have been doing and my passion for fitness. And that turned into where I was hired, and then not only as a personal trainer, but I was hired as one of the supervisors for the trainers in that gym. So I kind of had to step up to like leadership in it.
Right.
And then she said, I wasn't certified yet. So she's like, you could work on your certification while you're doing this. And so I kind of just started from there. Yeah.
That's great. What was that like?
Oh, so then I got this. So I'm working at the gym.
Right.
And then I go and I had people starting to ask me if I had trained outside of the gym.
Right.
So I was like, sure, I could do that. So I started doing that while working at the gym. But then it just got to where I was getting too many clients outside financially and time wise. I had 2 young kids at home. And so then I moved and started going to people's houses. And then after doing that, I got to where I got too busy. I couldn't take any new clients. So then I was like, well, I'll just have them come to me.
Yeah.
And I lived in an apartment, took one of the bedrooms and made that my gym.
Right.
And so the clients came to my house. That, I have cats and kids. And I mean, that would only last for so long. So then it was like, one of my clients worked in a chiropractor's office. She's like, well, I think he's got a room that you could rent. And so I went to a chiropractor's office, and that was okay for a while. And then I went to a dance studio, and that was like, I thought that would be great, but then I was like, I can't have the intimate conversations with people,
Right.
in a place full of kids and all this stuff running around. So I finally was like, I need to get my own place. So I found a little studio in El Cajon. Well, it was a little 500 square foot space in El Cajon. That was in my budget. And so I rented that and was there for a few years. And yeah. So, I mean, and then we moved on to up La Mesa and yes, way bigger. Mhm.
So to add on from that, the next question is walk me through the evolution, which you've kind of already done. You went from clients' homes to your apartment bedroom to renting space. We've just crossed all of that. To finally getting your own little spot on alcohol. What kept you going?
I had a dream. Yeah, I just had this dream of
What you thought it could be? What you saw?
just different influences.
Right.
It just made me see that, wait a minute, this could be more. I could help more people.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then you expanded to a space 4 times bigger, had 8 trainers, massage, skincare, airbrush tanning. What did that feel like to build that?
Oh gosh, it felt really good. It did. It was.
And that was part of your dream.
That was part of my dream. Yes, it was like ultimately, when I first started doing this in 1998, I was always like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a leader by nature,
Right.
and to like kind of go under somebody else's ideas, unless I'm really like in line with them, it's really hard for me to do that. So
Right.
I always knew I would do my own thing, but so just knowing that I could do more.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
brilliant.
mm,
Yeah. So during those peak years, roughly 1998 to 2007, you're also competing in fitness yourself.
mhm.
What did that chapter teach you?
Um, that it takes a lot of time to do all that. Um, it taught me structure.
Right.
It taught me resilience. It taught me dedication. It
Yeah.
taught me it's so much.
Right.
Like ah, it that was a very formative time in my life as far as who I am as a person now.
Right.
So
I'd see that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The economy crashed in 2008 and you held on as long as you could. But by 2009, you had to close Funderby Fit, the brick and mortar studio. What was that year like trying to keep it alive? And what did it feel like when you finally had to let it go?
Okay. It that was I think that was one of the hardest years up to that point in my life.
Yeah. I
It,
mean, it was your dream, wasn't it?
yeah,
We touched on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was so hard. It was my dream, but I also had, you know, at that point, I mean, it varied where I had 8 trainers at one point, but I had trainers that was their livelihood. I had
Yeah.
a massage therapist that was her livelihood. I had estheticians. I had people that were relying on me
Yeah. As well as your clients.
as well as my
Yeah. Yeah.
clients. Yeah. So it was so hard, but it was literally killing me to keep that open
Right.
in the end there.
Yeah.
So I had to do it. So
What was that loss like emotionally, financially, and identity wise? Did you grieve it?
I grieved it. I grieved it. Yeah. Identity wise, especially,
Right.
I for years was the go-to for a lot of things, and then when you don't have that community around you anymore, it's like, who am I? Where do
Right.
I go? What do I do?
After closing the studio, you freelanced and did odd jobs to stay afloat. Was there a moment you wondered if you'd ever get back to what you loved?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, struggle. No, that was really lots of struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of struggle. But I also learned so much, and I mean, I've always been a tough person,
Right.
but that toughened me up in the best of ways.
Right.
Yeah. So,
So every cloud has a silver lining.
yeah.
In 2017, you made a big move from San Diego to Phoenix. What prompted that move? Was it a fresh start or an escape?
Yes. So, a little bit of both. Not really an escape, but you and I, we decided after coming back and forth from San Diego to Phoenix so much to see our grandkids
Yeah.
that, you know,
It just made more sense to be here.
it made more sense to be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in 2018, you started a job in corporate America. You said the benefits and paycheck were great and you made some good friends, but the rest of it is gross. Can you unpack that? What felt so wrong?
Gosh. So I put that question in here, and now I'm like, I don't know that I really want to go down that road completely, but I learned a lot in corporate America. I learned a lot about structure,
Yeah.
like the structure of a business,
Yeah.
that's kind of the gross part for me, but I also see the necessity for it.
Okay.
So, uh, but what I figured out about myself is that I felt like I was in a box and I needed to get out of that box.
Okay.
I couldn't express myself. I like to be expressive and
Right.
created.
And that wasn't the environment for it.
No, it's just you're following somebody, you're helping somebody else with their dream,
Right.
which I I guess if you're in the right company and you're in alignment with that, that would
Yeah.
make sense. But I was in an insurance company, so
Yeah.
it wasn't in alignment.
Yeah. During those corporate years, did you stay connected to fitness at all? Or was it a survival mode season where you just put your head down?
Pretty much the second part of that. I've always been in touch with fitness.
Right.
And, went through periods of like, I need to start walking again
Yeah.
and, go to the gym again. And we've done
We've
that,
done that. Yeah.
But I just I just feel like for me, fitness in corporate America, unless it was maybe I was working for a wellness company or something, it just didn't
They
work
don't go together.
for me.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Signal pay.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I know. Looking back at all these seasons, building, losing, pivoting, was there a hidden struggle people didn't see?
Yeah. I mean, I've got lots of hidden struggles that people don't see. I don't show them.
Right.
Somewhat. I'm showing them. I'm expressing it a little bit more
Right.
just to kind of, in a way, to hopefully help people that are struggling in the way I have struggled.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, a little bit.
Yeah.
Sure.
What was the lowest point or the moment you realized something had to change?
Oh, so one of the big changes would be when I quit drinking.
Right.
So I knew, well, I've kind of struggled with talking about drinking too much because I feel like I haven't been involved enough in like reading about it or, like, or AA or whatever to be able to speak about it,
Yeah.
to positively, talk about it.
I understand.
And
Because
so,
it's been your struggle. You've only really thought about yourself and how to get through it.
yeah.
Thinking about sharing that with someone else has not been at the forefront of your mind.
Well, I mean, I've thought about it and I've done a couple like sober October and a dry January and talked a bit about it there and stuff. I just think that for me, the low point was I knew I was losing you. I was, that was like woke me up. I could tell I was losing relationships with my daughters and I was not going in the right direction.
Right.
And I like to grow and I wasn't growing.
Right. Take me back to 1/4/22. What was that day like? Did you know it was going to be the last time?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be the last. I knew I was never going to drink again. I knew it.
Right.
And that day, I mean, with you and Amber and Ashley there helping me pour the bottles out, me thinking, I think I remember saying like, well, don't you think that we like want one might want that, or like I was like trying to figure out like who might want my alcohol. So yeah, so it was kind of a funny part, but I I remember that day.
Yeah. What were the first few weeks and months like without alcohol? What was harder than you expected?
So the first few weeks were actually pretty darn good.
Right.
Really darn good. Because once I made that decision to stop drinking, I was like, okay, now I can clear my head up a little bit, like literally,
Right.
with no alcohol going in.
Yeah.
And I started sleeping better and feeling better and having the energy throughout the day.
You're also a very focused person.
Mm-hmm.
Like you kind of jump around until you figure something out and focus on. But once you figured out whatever it is that you're doing, you are 110%.
Mm-hmm.
In everything you do. I know this, whether it's cleaning a bathroom or quitting drinking.
Yeah.
So once you've made your mind up that you were going to do it, you were full steam ahead. It's now been over 4 years since you quit drinking. What's still a struggle sometimes? Is there anything that still surprises you about life without alcohol?
Mm.
That's actually a great question.
Yeah. So the struggle, the biggest struggle I have is the reason I drank, I'm still kind of coming around to figure out.
Right,
And some of the parts of that hard part is looking back and actually having to go back and kind of clean that up
right.
or make peace with it.
Yeah,
That's the hardest part.
yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's to dissect, decisions that you made and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
This, like, even before when I was a child, I wasn't drinking, but,
right.
doing some of the,
Oh,
some
yeah,
of that
yeah, yeah.
stuff.
On February 2nd, 2024, you left corporate America
Hmm.
and started coaching women again. What did it feel like to finally come back to yourself and your work?
Wonderful. Wonderful, scary, frustrating, all the
All of
things,
the above.
all of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I had to figure out how to do it differently.
right. Which leads into the next question.
Okay.
How is this version of your business different from the 1998 version? How are you different?
Mm. So it's same but different. The same as far as like really trying to teach people how to eat real food,
Right,
stop eating the processed food.
right.
1998 food was even better than it is now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
harder. So there's that. There's also, the 1998 version was a 28-year-old in me that was like literally just cared about what I look like because I didn't feel any ailments. So
Right, yeah,
now I'm more into how I feel. So that translates into how I train
yeah,
people and or coach women.
right,
It's more like helping them with how they feel.
right. So the message is the same or similar, but for perhaps different reasons.
Yeah.
I'm sure the biggest change is the way that you deliver that message, right?
Yeah.
You used to do it in person.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. So going from in person,
Yeah,
person,
yeah,
which is really natural and easy for me, to then doing it online through a screen.
yeah,
That is,
a challenge.
it is it's still a challenge
Yeah,
to this day. I mean, I connect with the person,
right,
but even when I'm doing a video for anything for my Fun to Be Fit Over 50 women's group,
right.
on my Facebook group or whatever, when I'm doing that, like, it still is like I'm still talking to a screen. I'm not talking
Right.
to a human.
Yeah,
It's
that
that's
interaction is
the interaction.
different. You're now building you're now building Fun to Be Fit Over 50 as a movement, not just a business. What's the vision and what do you want to create for people over 50?
Yes. So I really, diet culture is still going strong. It really is. I know people are really working on it, and but it's still real strong. I know lots of people that are still restricting and
Right,
such. So I really would love to make a point with that of like really helping them with, eating the real food,
right.
eating organic most often,
Yeah,
or ultimately, prioritizing your protein, moving your body,
yeah.
getting your sleep.
And what is the vision?
The vision, I, so like with this channel,
Right,
my vision would be that I am not the host all the time, maybe just every once in a while.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
There are so many people who are
Yeah,
better hosts than me.
right.
And I don't mean that to discount myself, but I just know my skill set, and but I know I'll get better
Yeah,
with it. But ultimately, I would love to have guest hosts host that are in alignment with, what I believe as far as health and wellness, but they're in alignment with that can host. And so we can get lots of perspectives.
oh, yeah, yeah.
I
So,
mean, that's what I'm kind of doing
yeah,
with interviewing different people with
yeah,
different kind of perspectives because there's more than one way to get fit and healthy.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And you got to find which one works for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's got to be sustainable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. For someone over 50 watching this who feels stuck, maybe in their body, their habits, their job, their life, what would you like them to know?
You could change. Change is hard. Change is hard,
Right.
but you can change.
Yeah.
And dig into why you want to change. Just dig in a little bit. Start thinking about it.
That
Once you
helps.
figure out the why, you'll start doing what it is you need to do to change.
Okay. Good advice. If you could go back and tell the Carol in 2009 who had just lost her business, or the Carol in 2018 sitting in a corporate cubicle, or the Carol on 1/3/2022, the day before she quit drinking, one thing, what would it be?
Whew. Consider yourself. Say, Carol, consider yourself. Think about yourself.
Right.
Give yourself some thought.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
take care of yourself.
I mean, you explained it to me one day in the best way ever, a way that has stuck with me.
Okay.
Right.
Tell me about it.
And that is the analogy of the oxygen mask in an aircraft.
Yeah.
I always wondered why they would always tell you to put yours on first, especially if you're traveling with children.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to share with us what the end part of that analogy is?
Yeah. So take care of yourself first. And the reason why you do that is because if you didn't put your oxygen mask on first, then you wouldn't have the oxygen to be able to help the person next to you. So when you take care of yourself, when I take care of myself,
Yeah.
I am much better equipped to take care of you and to take care of the people I love and to take care of my clients and to take care of life and my
Perfect.
dogs, my
Yeah.
plants,
Perfect. Perfect.
all the things.
What's next for you? Is there another dream you're still chasing?
So I'm always open to dreams, right? But I would say right now is I really am trying to relish in the great life I have right now. And now with this new chapter of doing this
Yeah.
channel, which is gives me my creative outlet I need. And so I would say right now I'm doing it.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah.
What does fun to be fit over 50 mean to you?
So fun to be fit over 50. I think first off, community. But for me, so when I think that's when I think of fun to be fit over 50, I'm thinking of it as the movement, the business,
Yeah.
so it's community for me. But when I think of it for myself, I
Yeah.
think of like my power principles, where when I am doing all of my power principles perfectly
Right.
or regularly, I don't
Yeah.
want to use the word perfectly because I'm so bad with that. But when I'm on it and I've got my prioritizing protein and I'm optimizing my nutrition and I'm drinking all my water, I'm moving my body
Yeah.
with weight training and cardio, and I'm getting all my sleep at night, then that's when I feel the most fun. I feel the most fit.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all done. That was the last question.
Yay! Before we go, I want to share something important. This podcast is all about sharing real life experiences, insights, and inspiration. But it's not a substitute for professional medical advice. I'm your cheerleader and fellow traveler on this journey, not your doctor. Everyone's body is different. What works for me or my guest might not be right for you. So please always check with your healthcare provider before starting any new fitness routine, changing up your eating habits, or trying something new. You know your body best, and partnering with a good doctor is part of taking care of that beautiful body of yours. This show is for educational and informational purposes only. By listening, you agree that you're ultimately responsible for your own health decisions. Now go out there and have some fun being fit.